Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. The Eagles win 38-35 on the road to open up their schedule. Now, they're 1-0. The Eagles won the football game. The Eagles won the football game. I'm going to start with the positives because I think that fits the mold of them winning the football game. And I'm stressing that because, there's a lot of emotions, and I think Jonathan Gannon is a clown, and I'm very bothered with a lot of the things that I saw. The lack of pressure from the defensive front, the way that this Lions offense scored 35 points on you. Quite frankly, that's embarrassing. So I really am pissed off with the clown that is the defensive coordinator. At the end of the day, hostile environment. It was loud. Jalen Hurts made the plays he was supposed to make. Am I satisfied completely with this look of Hurts? No, not necessarily. I thought it was too much of him running with his legs, and, he ends up getting hit pretty hard there. It was a horrible, horrible play from the Lions, to the point where the team had to step up for the quarterback, and damn right he should be getting kicked out of the game and should be getting ejected for what happened. Piss poor. But it was enough. And there were some things I did like. A.J. Brown. That throw to A.J. Brown right before half was beautiful. That was a dot. Okay, that was a dime. And by the way, the fact that he's able to make that catch too, and there was another sequence where it was a nice, quick, easy throw. I say that in regards to it not being, down the field. It was tough because it was through a tight window, but right between two defenders to A.J. Brown on the money, and then he makes a play after the catch. You see why you bring in a man named A.J. Brown. You see how that impacts an entire offense. What stinks, though, I didn't think Devontae Smith was utilized well enough. You think of Zach Pascal. He had one catch. He's your fourth option in theory, but he had one catch, and it was on a big 3rd and short as Jalen Hurts moves to his right and makes a nice throw on the run. Like, they were sprinkled in there for sure. I just thought at times it got a little bit too much with, hey, Jalen Hurts, go make us a play. Whether that's because the Detroit Lions sent some blitzing and the offensive line wasn't ready for it, and I didn't think they had their strongest day at the offense. So, of course, there's variables on why this was the case. You put up 38 points. One was a pick six, though, one of those touchdowns. But offensively, they still did a lot and answered when needed. Miles Sanders, a great day on the ground, and he shut me the hell up. You're talking about short, 3rd and short, needs a big play, gets 20 plus. He finally scores a touchdown. Now, I like the way that they showed some versatility within that goal line because you look all across the board. Jalen Hurts had a touchdown. Boston Scott had a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell had a touchdown. Miles Sanders had a touchdown. I thought early they tried to force it to Sanders knowing that he had a goose egg next to his name in the statistical category with the touchdowns, right? And there's a lot of noise surrounding him. So I thought the coaching staff tried to feed him early. He eventually punched it in. So now that's evaporated from existence. But he really did have a great effort on the ground. And he ran tough. He ran with attitude. He ran with an edge. He ran like he knew what everybody was saying about him. And we were right to say the things that we discussed. I'm not saying we weren't. But he looked in the mirror and said, you feel this type of way about me? Watch what I can do. Look, quite frankly, I don't care what it takes motivation-wise for you to be excellent. Be what you are capable of being. That's all I care about. I don't care how. I don't care why. Be the player that you can be. He was great. Finished with, 96 yards on the ground. Hurts had 90. Some big 3rd down plays where he scrambled. Backbreakers. The Lions think they're doing everything right, and out of nowhere, he's gaining over 10 yards, and he's sliding on the ground and picking up a 1st down and moving the chains, especially early. I thought that was huge. You got a lot to work on, though, because, this team is going to have to incorporate a lot more than just A.J. Brown. Now, I did hear A.J. Brown speak after the game, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he's talking about the skill level on this team, and Some weeks it's going to be the A.J. Brown week. Some week it might be the Goddard week. Some week it might be the Devontae week. And I think that's fair to say. I think that's not ridiculous to think that some games might be Devontae Smith having 8 receptions and he's going to put up 100 yards and maybe it's a bit quieter for A.J. Brown. Like, for sure. But that's something that they definitely have to, get going as the weeks continue. Poor tackling. Not enough pressure. They got lucky because when the Lions were kind of bouncing back and responding, they would shoot themselves in the foot. Whether it's Jared Goff weirdly actually making a nice throw, but the Lions drop it, or here comes the snap, and Jared Goff has some miscue going on, and Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox end up getting the tackle for loss. So, here's Lions being typical Lions. And I don't want to hear that, well, the Lions are good. They're not the same Lions. The Lions stink. The Lions absolutely stink. Swift was their only... Look, they're so damn desperate and so damn dumb to the point where they're trying that onside kick. Now, good for Zach McPherson for being prepared for it. But you know what type of teams do that? Loser teams. Teams that realize we don't have enough, so we have to try and do something. Unfortunately for the Eagles, though, you have a defensive coordinator that's a joke. I was surprised that I didn't see Jordan Davis at any point drop back to try and cover somebody out on the field. I mean, come on. I'm watching Josh Sweat drop back. What are we doing? I remember seeing Derek Barnett do that last year, and it pissed me off. And yet here I am again. There were some things I did like early on, whether it's utilizing Avonte Maddox with the blitz. But, do you see the difference on how when the Lions did it, it felt like 70,000 guys were coming to rush the quarterback at once. When you throw a little dinky, how do you do here and there, and they end up picking up a first down on third, what are we doing? It's not as impactful. You can say, well, I sent somebody. I sent somebody. It doesn't work that way. Oh, I sent someone. It's all methodical. I don't think what he did at the end made sense. As soon as they had the pick six, which awesome play, and I mean awesome play by Kaiser White and James Bradbury to take it to the house, but they took their foot off the gas. Now, put this in perspective, okay? Because the Eagles' defense were doing their job, forcing 3-and-outs consistently. After that first drive, which, okay, you chalk that one up to it's loud adrenaline. We talked about this. The Lions will come out with a bit of a punch just because they're excited. Hard Knocks, Dan Campbell, the way he motivates. They're going to have a level of 1,000 for their first series. All right, whatever. A lot of football left. Plenty of game left. It's not over. So put your head down and keep going, keep attacking, and let's stick to the game plan. And by the end, we should be in the favorite position. Okay? So that's the mentality after the first drive. Then you get the constant 3-and-outs. You saw T.J. Edwards get a hand on a pass. You saw Darius Slay get a hand on a pass. You saw, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? He ended up, or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I see Chauncey. He goes by C.J. I told you, it's going to take me 1 billion years to somehow get in the flow of that. Just because Gardner's thrown in there, I always want to say Minshew. Even though I didn't even just say Minshew. I'm just telling you for the 1,000th time how it feels. You just had the pass breakups in lanes. There was a swagger about them. So the Lions didn't get another first down until there were 5 minutes to go in the first half. So think about this. You add the first drive, constant good defense, and then with 5 minutes left in the first half, they recorded their first down, and they were still able to have that type of success. That's inexcusable. Well, we didn't have the talent last year. That's what I heard. Really? Because there's a lot of damn talent on this roster now. So, how come you didn't get the pressure? How come? Is it Fletcher Cox is too old? Is it Brandon Graham is coming off the injury and he's older now and there's just a lot of miles on the tires and a lot for him to come back from? I'm just asking questions why. Is that why? Is that part of the reason? Is there a pie chart and that's a certain percentage? Is it just because it's the first game? The Lions' offensive line were so banged up that I cannot believe it was that weak. It just can't happen. It cannot happen. So while I'm happy, all right, it seems once again that I'm disappointed even though it's a solid outcome. You started off the season 1-0. That's the most important thing you leave Detroit with, the win. With that said, I'm not even close to being satisfied. I don't think this style of offense is going to particularly beat better teams. I just don't. I don't. I was a big-time believer in giving Jalen Hurts a lot of time to, I'm not saying a lot of time as if years and years and years, but I remember last year fighting with people, give him time, give him another understanding of an offseason, let him work through it because there's not a lot of Josh Allens, there's not a lot of Pat Mahomes, right? Like that was sort of what I tried to tell the people after last season. And then over the offseason and after watching the NFC, AFC championship weekend, realizing who was in the Final Four, I kind of switched a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was lying to myself. I wanted him to be something, or I wanted the ceiling to be higher than it was, or whatever the case may be. But I don't think that this style of offense works. You get help with a better running game and, A.J. Brown making special plays. But I don't think just, hey, go make us a play when we got nothing. Go run around the bunch. I don't know. Like, I'm not pleased from that angle. And I'm definitely not pleased with the defense. But I don't want to pretend like there wasn't good things. There were good things out there. That throw to, if you could make that throw to A.J. Brown consistently, that throw, those throws, some of those throws were super nice. It's about consistency. It's not that he can never do it, because I have seen him do it. It's how often can he do it? What's the percentage of him doing it? Because you follow that up with the missed throw to Kenneth Gainwell in the flat, and now you're kicking a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. Was it enough today? Of course. Are bad throws going to happen over the course of a game? No doubt about it, right? I mean, if we nitpick every single throw by every single quarterback in every single moment, quarterbacks are going to have bad throws. I promise you, Aaron Rodgers today, you're going to look at a bad throw. Like, bad throws occur. So you still pick up the field goal. I thought that was extremely important, especially with the way things were going. You get the ball at the start of the first half. So a lot of that meant a lot to me. They have to clean up the penalties. That's probably, though, a lot with the training camp. You saw that last year. You saw that a lot last year with the penalties early on. They eventually kind of nipped that in the bud, and then they became a lot better. But the 12-man thing, come on. Now, both teams, I guess, were trying to do it. So maybe at one point you just let them go at it. Hey, have at it, one play. Too many guys in the huddle. Let's just see what the hell happens. Weird game, though. Weird feeling. Weird game. The Lions got the pressure on them at times. It was an awkward watch because you thought it was in cruise control, and eventually the Eagles would just take it. Like, hey, this is yours to take. Have at it. And then out of nowhere, they keep creeping in and creeping in and creeping in. It's like, dude, what's going on? Also, what's going on with this light? It looks like my head is shining. My head is shining on the podcast. It's this light I got over here. Hello. Hello. Yeah, my forehead is glistening. That's really happening right now. I am enjoying all the comments off to the side right now. Gannon makes me sick. Actually, he called him Gan Balls. Gan Balls makes me sick. I mean, I get that maybe you're saying that he sucks, but I don't get the relevant Gan Balls. But yeah, he's not good. I have no idea why he gets the praise that he gets, because it's just completely disturbing. At least they won. See, yeah, the whole at least they won thing. I think that there are some trying to downplay the way that it looked. Who cares? It doesn't matter. They won. So just shut up. Enjoy the win. See, it's not as if I'm just complaining because I want to complain. This is what happens when there's expectations. And there were right expectations on this team. We have a bar set. And if you do not meet those expectations, there's going to be something said. So the fact that 35 points were scored on apparently a defensive coordinator who's such a mastermind guy, who's so damn good at his job, allegedly, that he's going to be lost at some point to go get a head coaching job. I hate to break it to you, but a team led by Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, and they only had one running back. That's what they have. They have running back. They've Swift. They've Swift. That's what they have. Don't give me Hawkinson, and don't give me the chart. Like, come on. This team stinks, the Lions. Stinks. So if I'm going to see this type of scoring, I'm going to be upset about it. Sorry. That's just how it is. And shame on you to let that slide. because they're in this position to do way better than this. I'll let you know what Jim Schwartz would do with this defense, okay? Cream teams. And the offense, we're going to be going back and forth all year long about it. Well, they scored a lot. Hurts made plays on third down. He did. I thought he did okay. I thought it was a fine game out of him. It wasn't a bad game by any means. Once again, I sort of have a bar on what I'm looking for out of the quarterback. He didn't necessarily reach my bar, but he was closer to my bar than not. I just didn't see enough of the passing game. And that was what it was all about. If we're just going to simplify it here, what's the passing game going to look like? Did he improve in the passing game? Thought he made some nice throws to A.J. Brown, but I've seen him make those throws last year too. It helps when you have a receiver with those type of hands. Body control, can win one-on-one matchups, can create separation. I remember watching one slant and down the middle of the field where I'm like, dude, what the hell? There's no one even close to him because they're afraid of what he can do with his burst and beat you downfield. So there's so much safety, there's so much going on in regards to the safety bubble around him. Hey, just pitch and catch and go for it. Take it for a ride. That's awesome. But it kind of reminded me of last year. I think that's fair to say. One thing we got to continue to monitor is what's happening in the special teams with returning punts and all of that, though. Just saying. That's something to keep in your mind. And the end. How about Hurts with the QB sneak to get that extra inch to climb that pile there to win it and secure the W. Nick Sirianni's all fired up in the stands. He's pointing at some Eagles fans behind the bench. I thought that was electric, but smart move by him. I know he went for it on a couple fourth downs. I had no issues with his ideas of keeping that attack mode going with the offense. That's how I prefer my offense, right? The first, he tried to throw a back shoulder pass to the right sideline. That one ended up being that was an early drive. That was a turnover on downs, but then they went for it on fourth, and it was an easy run in for him at the red zone. Now, I do think he's a legitimate red zone threat with his legs, and you talk about the RPO usage and just the fact that he is a threat. It does open up a lot when it comes to, being versatile within your offense, and you do have to have some defenders keep their toes up and, make sure that he doesn't end up taking off and being explosive. So that is a definite unique part of this offense that I want them to maximize. At the same time, I don't want them crossing the line with it. It goes back to, I think this could win you regular season games. I don't know if it gets you exactly where we want to be. And this season, I am doing both. I'm taking it for what it is within the game and within the week and going week by week with it. But this is also the dissection of Jalen Hurts. This is the last chance you have to prove that this team can do something special with you at the helm in the playoffs. I don't know if this correlates. Only time will tell. All right. 856-442-9805. We got text messages. We got voicemail box calls. So we'll start things off here and take our first anytime hotline call. Here we go.
Hey, bros. I'm loving, though it was a little bit sloppy, I'm just loving the zero turnover football that we were playing today. Besides, the fourth downs, which is going to happen, but no, no fumbles, no interceptions as I remember, which is really awesome because, it shows that we're growing. Just a little bit sloppiness, but that's expected, first day jitters, a lot of factors, first game back, but other than that, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this win. And the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts connection is one like no other. I'm really excited. And we have a real test next week with the Vikings, so we're looking really strong right now, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You get on your home field and it's a different ball game. We know the Vikings have had some PTSD about maybe the NFC Championship game a few years back. That's going to be, But, look, Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't throw a bunch of interceptions while Carson Wentz is throwing late interceptions. And I know how the game ended. I'm just saying, that is something that we point out with Jalen Hurts that he does do well, which is he keeps the ball within the team's possession. And there's times where he's escaping and he throws the ball back to the line of scrimmage, so it ends up not being a tackle for loss or whether it's like an intentional grounding or something along those lines, which gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. He thinks the game very well, and he is smart in that department. Like, there's a lot to his game that I really do enjoy, but, there's an ultimate goal here, and there's an ultimate thing missing in his game, and we need to see if he can reach that level. I'm not a hater. I'm not a despiser. I like him. I'm rooting for him. Do I think he has it? I don't know, and that's concerning me because I think if he did, you would know by now because he has had some starts in his career already. But I'm trying to find the balance of enjoying it, but also knowing the big picture thing, and I'm sorry, but that's just kind of how it is for me with it. That's where I'm at. We're just going to go to the next call here. Here we go.
This is one of those games where even though they got the win, thank God, you feel like they lost. Now, I'm not going to be negative Ned coming on here. I mean, it is the opener. Goofy things happen. But I'm concerned about two things. Number one, I don't like the amount of running plays that Jalen Hurts was involved in. By week 6, that kid's going to be a human piñata. You just can't have your quarterback taking that many shots. And, of course, number 2, the defense. I gave Jonathan Gannon the benefit of the doubt last year because I thought there was a lack of talent. But this year they went out and added, and the defense still looks anemic. They were totally dominated up front. And if I'm not mistaken, the Lions' offensive line was injured coming into the game. Glad they got the win, but a lot of adjustments need to be made before Minnesota comes to town next week because it could be ugly.
Ding, 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 ding. You nailed it right on the head with the Lions' offensive line being in shambles. That's why it's totally unacceptable. Look, if Jared Goff can score this many points on you, I hate to break it to you, someone like Kirk Cousins, who gets mocked all the time, can do some upsetting things to you as well. I'm just being honest. And if you look at, like, we have Pittsburgh, right? Someone like Mitch Trubisky, we make fun of. Mitch Trubisky can do something to Jonathan Gannon's defense if this is how they're going to play. Now, hopefully that you get some better tackling. Their run defense got shredded. In what world did it get crushed the way that it did? I know Swift is tough and he's a hard runner and all that, and he made you earn it. But I'm sorry, you still have to perform better. And this goes on the defensive coordinator. If he doesn't clean it up, some of these quarterbacks that we all mock and we all make fun of and we laugh at consistently on a daily basis throughout the league, Carson Wentz, like, I'm just telling you. And that's why it's disappointing. Because there's no way it goes that way. There's just no way. I shouldn't be this mad after a win, but that's what the guy does to me. Bro, sending this specifically to remind you, Jonathan Gannon was abysmal today. I'm very close to being done with this guy. Well, yeah, I mean, I was done with him last year. 35 points to Golf and the Lions, absolutely pathetic. Hey, bros, this is Jimmy from Lock Haven, PA. Been a long-time listener. Just wanted to say some of my thoughts on the win in Detroit today. Saw a lot of positive things from the offense. A.J. Brown looks electric, and the athleticism of Hurts was on full display. Yeah, but I got to go back to what Sean stated, which is you can talk about how athletic he is, but if he consistently is going to run the ball this way, guys are going to take cheap shots. It just is what it is, right? Guys are going to throw a hit late. If he's going to slide, they shouldn't do it. It should be known now. It's been in the league for so damn long, but it's going to happen because it's just a high speed of a game, and guys are going to lean in with their shoulder. They're going to hit him. He won't make it through 17 games. Last year, he had the ankle injury. How much of that played a role in why he wasn't as good towards the end because he was limited in his running? Probably a lot. And with that said, the more and more you take this, it just can't be this way. It cannot be this way over all the games. Also, shout out to the offensive line. And I didn't think the offensive line had that great of a day. I'm going to be honest with you. The defensive performance left some to be desired. When the pressure was there, good things came to us like incomplete passes and the pick six. Well, things just got completely out of hand after they scored that defensive touchdown. They really did. Love the pod and the show, man. Keep it up. Go Birds. Thank you so much, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. But, yeah, that's where I'm at overall with my feelings after day one. We'll see how this goes. We'll continue to dissect this puppy. But this is where I'm at right now. It's a very weird day, very awkward day emotionally right after the game. But a win's a win, and we take that. 1-0. 1-0. See where it takes us. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I love you all so much. If you are new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It means the world. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And with that being said, I will see you on